It
I ate
probably.
one.
Yeah, well, the other one will be in there, Mom.
That's what I'm looking for.
If not, I can get you another one.
Yeah, thanks.
Want me to get
Yeah,
you?
that is in there. Yeah, I could go another one. I liked it.
I'll get you another one.
No, can't find it.
Just put it on the table. I'll give. There you go. You're welcome.
Meatballs are good.
Good dinner, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Better dinner than you expected, eh?
Yeah. No, if I'd had two before, how would I know? I only ate one.
No, there was two. They're small, so you could have ate it and just didn't
No,
notice.
how would I know? Oh, maybe off got crushed up with me.
Don't know that. Eat all this, although I'm gonna try.
Neither.
Best pasta dinner I've had. Getting meatballs since May 2.
At least that won't go to waste. It'll heat up.
It's good. And I could do my physiotherapy exercises. What again? Spaghetti and meatballs and tomato sauce. And Parmesan cheese.
No, that's fine. The meatball.
This is not spaghetti bolognese. It's a vegetarian kind of plant-based, vegan, vegetarian dinner.
All right, eat. No, we haven't got to finish this.
Take your time. There's plenty of time to finish it. You might get hungry later.
No, it'll be cold then.
I don't know how it'll heat up. I've not
No,
done it with
heat
this
up,
pasta
'cause there's
before.
sauce on it. It's not just noodles, the noodles are covered in sauce.
Spaghetti and meatballs and tomato sauce.
Yeah.
That's what I'm eating.
I've had it.
Homemade.
Hmm?
Tell my audience it's homemade. My Happy Tuesday dinner. Happy Tuesday moments.
And
This is so good. It's the best pasta I've made in a long time.
You can put that in the fridge. And it cools off a bit. I've never had any of my pills.
Oh shit, okay. I'll go get I did.
I got my afternoon one.
Get your night, yeah.
No, I can't take
Okay,
my
I'll do
night-
that. Just let me put the spoon in my mouth.
Yeah, you could just give me them right there. I need two, they're only 2 Tylenol.
Good morning.
It's not as if I've put a statement for that.
What?
It's not like the other ones, they're just Tylenol. I have 2 Tylenol.
Let me have a bit of meatball. Plant-based. Veggie.
You bring me a bottle of water. There's one there.
Water there. There.
That's them gone.
I cook fried chicken and baked beans. Oh, yum. That'd be good.
Alright, that was good. Very good. Enjoyed that. Couldn't finish it, but I did enjoy it. I never did eat a lot of spaghetti.
What?
I'm saying I never did eat a lot of spaghetti. I like it, but just a little. Meatballs were really good. I could have done half a dozen of them.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when patient relations phoned me today,
Yeah, I have.
I'm telling my audience too.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard, because it's important. And I told him what the center that the staff said to me when she phoned.
What did he say?
I said it's very inappropriate, and he agreed. And he said if you can get any further information about your health records online or anything, you could give him a copy. And I said, I mean, and it's
I don't
what I
think
went
we need
online
it.
to get was pretty much the same as what I gave him a photo of. So he didn't think I should be.
No, they don't need it. I wouldn't give them it. I don't give them
Excuse
anyone.
me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate that they, because I wasn't feeling well, that they told me to stay home. They didn't want me to attend anything athletic, any
Yeah.
active classes
So
or
you
anything
threw
there.
up. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're infectious because you threw up.
Other people were there, infectious,
Yeah.
contagious.
When Anita threw up, they didn't say Laura never did anything and say that she wasn't to come back.
Well, yeah, you and so many others obsessed with Laura. It's not Laura's
No,
center.
Laura did it. She was looking after Anita. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
She didn't say you don't to Anita. You don't come back for a week or so.
That's not, and like what I got
That's
told.
what I'm saying.
Or indefinitely, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't care.
that's what I said.
They
Laura,
tried before to stop me going there because of something or other. They did it all 3 centers. They don't like me, and I don't know why. Oh, historical, how geographical, how financial, predatory, resentful. That's what they are on and off social media, etc. Internet. On Wi-Fi's. You gonna have Jello tonight, Mom?
yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Thank you. The food looks delicious. It is. It's good. Delicious. I have leftovers. I can't eat anymore. I finished this 1 serving of. I'm leaving? Oh, where are you going? I used rice noodles and plant-based meatballs that I fried in some extra virgin olive oil. I added tomato sauce, and then I added rice noodles that are pasta spaghetti. I served. I subscribed. You seem really nice. Thank you. Don't talk to me, bitch. What a body for someone at your age. Oh, how old do you think I am? I'm only in my 50s. Excuse me. It's good. 50s with a body like that. I thought you were in your 30s. Laugh at love. Well, thank you. Yeah, the beauty burp. Are any of you fans, viewers, audience of other people doing their weight loss journeys? I'm just curious. I have lived how many years? And I have witnesses. Don't ever trust Louise's journey. YouTube, Instagram, etc., social media, internet, Wi-Fi's, because she's a copycat and she's a stalker, and she doesn't ever showed and told the truth about us to on and out from next door and all elsewhere, including in and out of Starbucks, in and out of Canada, UK, everywhere. She's been around.
What are you talking about?
That Louise's journey. She's been around. She's a stalker. And is it not her? She has a look-alike in Canada. Look-alike and sound-alike in Canada. And she's been around. And I mean, November 12th, 2024, she was talking to the police. They were talking to the police. Lied about where we were all day. And accused me of all sorts, including killing my mother. I did not. The police came in, forced entry, hurt me, harmed me, scared my mom. Eventually, I went to the hospital, and it was also, they diagnosed it soft tissue injuries, and I was tested elsewhere for stuff. And I'm alive, I'm okay, but you don't lie like that. Delusion yourself that you're an internet celebrity and you're greater and better than anybody and everybody else, with and without knowing that they're celebrities too, of greater and better status than internet, and just haven't lost weight. Hope she never used my name and my family name to get into Canada, because she's not allowed to, considering circumstances. She should be deported if that's where she's from.
What are you talking about?
That Louise. She was next door past summer or whenever it was. You know how that barrier is?
Uh-huh.
She was sitting on the other side on something, or lying on something on the other side of it, and I could see that it was her. It looked exactly the same as on the internet, her social media. And I wasn't bothering her, but I heard something. And you know when you hear something or somebody, you look over, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I couldn't see but there was a space. I looked exactly like her. You don't go around on November 12th talking to the police when the police were door-to-door canvassing, allegedly. You know, she's the only one. You know, and all other times that she complained. I reported her for being too noisy, but that's a normality. I mean, look where my couch is. Where am I supposed to put it? I wanted to rest. I'm supposed to be resting. When I'm not exercising, not doing anything, I have to rest. I don't know when she moved in next door, nor do I care. I mean, she's in Canada and she's uploading on social media that she's not in Canada, that she's in the UK. She's a con artist. You know, the ones that, you know, lies on the internet to make a quick buck about where they're. I'm just telling you that, and them that lies about where they are. They go somewhere, make a bunch of videos, and then they show up somewhere in Canada.
What's her name?
Louise.
Louise.
I don't remember her last name right now. And you show up in Canada, cause trouble, and then try to hide with social media and the internet, Wi-Fi's and virtuals, hide that you know. And if does she have a twin sister? I don't know. Nor do I care. I know she has a sister named Krista. Did I know them when I was younger? I don't. But you don't use me to make yourself a name. I've been on her social media. She doesn't even do live streaming anymore. No wonder. Is she next door now? I don't know. Nor do I care as long as she's not lying to anybody about me. Us.
Don't know them.
Huh?
Don't know them.
If you did, it was when you were younger and you were.
No, I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah. It was when
anybody.
you were younger and you don't know now. She's not trustworthy. She's a liar.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't
But
lie to.
Louise,
I
what
don't
did you
care
call her,
who
Lou-
they
what did
all
you call her,
are.
Louisa?
Louise, I don't care who all the other residents are on this floor. There was a death outside. It
I
was
know
considered.
that.
It
I
was
was there.
considered suspicious at the time, since the police went door to door canvassing allegedly, and people of all sorts. They tried to lie, said who accused us, but they can't on both sides. And
They
upstairs,
said it was me.
yeah, they said it was you, and that we were home all day making all sorts of noises. We
Well,
weren't.
I said,
We had alibis and witnesses. We weren't here.
no.
And when we came home, it was after 7 p.m. And soon later, somebody either fell to their death or was pushed to
No,
their
before
death
that.
or jumped to committed suicide, whatever. We never really got showed and told what it was that happened, but police already knew it wasn't you when they did. I mean, before they came upstairs, there were security cameras, everything. They just had to. I mean, the technology nowadays, they could just press the
And
button.
look what you call her was sitting at the desk when we came in.
Yeah, but
We
you don't.
spoke to her.
You don't go on. She's been doing that for quite some time. I mean, lately she's been pretending. Went into the UK to be kind, if nothing else. But there was somebody sitting there that was looked exactly the same as her.
Was there any water? I need a drink.
Yeah, me too. But because and I reset my privacy settings. I blocked her somewhere so she can't have access to my account, and I tried to hide my stuff. I mean, her only success and fame is that she lost weight, and then she gained weight, and weight she gained, and that she was losing weight. But she, even when her so-called diet thing is happening, she posts photos with menus that she alleged that she came up with. Foods and beverages that she made the recipes. She made the recipes. And photos of not those recipes she never made. There were photos from some kind of photo album of somebody else's. Most of they weren't all hers, And the recipe's not all hers. She wasn't smart enough to come up with that. Anybody that watched her for more than 5 years could see that it's just a con, and that she's been in Canada and the U.S. and everywhere else. She's just attention seeking. Were she to say anything to me, I wouldn't even talk to her after what she did next door. I mean, all the stuff she's been showing and telling.
I don't like nothing to do with any of them.
I know.
I don't even like staying here. Don't like any of the houses here. Don't like the other
That's not what
apartments.
it's about, Mom. I'm
No.
talking about the fact that they lied and accused me of killing you, and the police banging on my front door to get in to confirm you were alive or dead. And when I wouldn't let them in because you were sleeping, you were resting on your bed in your pajamas, your bedwear, your nightwear, they got violent until they finally got in, and then they were like, "Oh, it is you."
And I said, I forget what I said, but I yelled at them.
I know. I was doing a live stream when they came. They wouldn't even let me turn off my social media. They wouldn't even let me get my cat, put my cat in his bedroom, the cat bedroom. They wouldn't do anything, and they wouldn't be surprised if they set it all up on and off the internet. On and off the internet. I mean, she's afraid of us because she's so celebrity. She's not a celebrity. She's an internet trolling stalker. She's a stalker. I've had somebody else, even online, more than one other person, confirmed that it was her stalking me. And then she's so proud of herself hanging out with other people, internet trolling and stalking, and doing it all before internet and Wi-Fi's. Sometimes those guys, those other people that are stalkers get together, and they're like a
Okay, I'm
herd
interested in
herd of
that.
wild pigs.
Okay, I need
Yeah, I
my
know.
charger.
Yeah.
What is it?
They're like a herd of
Is it
wild.
back in my drawer?
No, they're
Okay.
like a. Can you let me finish?
Okay.
They're like a herd of wild pigs. A fire pit, and people doing marshmallow roast and or whatever, and the wild pig just comes on in and intrudes. They just like to, and they like to make up stories. Just make up stories about someone that they never very met over the years. They tried to make it a reality too, instead of living real lives. They wanted me to not live my real life. They thought they had some kind of supernatural uh, paranormal, experienced, powerful. They were just obsessive, compulsive, and delusional themselves. Just like that Louise, grandiose, delusional, etc. I mean, the real Terry Hamilton that I know of, CBC, what was that CBC, Cable 5 or whatever? I know in black and white it was number 5 or 6. Doc Zone and elsewhere. He was diagnosed a long time ago and had the real paranoid psychosis, paranoid schizophrenia, and Janice Payton has schizophrenia. And there's one more too, and they're not all well, and they can't afford much of anything. And as far as I know on Facebook, Janice Payton got fired.
Oh, they're both nurses and they earn good money.
No, they don't, both nurses. I just mentioned who they are. It's just a delusion that they're trying to make a reality. Roger did it once before to us, and my father, and when somebody belted him one for lying about my dad and I, and himself. Roger, we used to go around saying it was the three of us. We were the ones mentally ill. Jean, Roger, and Janice loved to show and told that. Yet it was the other way around.
I don't mind.
Yeah, you do. You remember when we lived on Fieldgate Drive
Yeah.
with Jean and Roger and Janice was like, I am the superior one. And I was like, she was nothing. She was even the neighbors. My neighbors. My neighbors. There.
Scattered.
What? Huh?
They scattered when she came. They didn't want to see her.
Where on Fieldgate Drive? That's not where it was when she was an adult then, and she was causing trouble. I remember she used to even make outgoing phone calls from your and my landline, and then when those people tried to cause trouble with her, they tried to say we crank called and harassed them. So that I got a camera of recording devices and I videotaped her. And then she claimed she went to the police crying that she didn't have any privacy in my home. You're my home. So she didn't have privacy making an outgoing call. She didn't want to be everywhere. She didn't. They didn't believe doing all that like all the others. They should never got punished. I mean, she even had some other phoning us saying that she was there. She wasn't there.
I don't know all that.
Oh, you do know
well, I don't remember at all.
She did it at every address until she got told to fuck off and get out and leave us alone. I remember in Bow Beaches Boulevard, we got crank calls. Janice and them, the whole lot of them, Colleen and Aaron, whoever the hell they are. They were crank calling us and stalking us online. And they're like, oh, we can say and do everything and anything we want to. They even probably complained at all three centers because I was there working and doing memberships and stuff. And they didn't like that. So that's what stalkers do. Ed. That's why when somebody, out in public, they needed, the payphone wasn't working or whatever, and they needed the phone attacks. I'm very scared about giving other people uses of my phones because there's a phone history, and those phone calls eventually could, mean, must, and need be showed and told. All times, all those videos, I remember on Bow Beaches Boulevard, you and I couldn't believe when Janice and them were opening the gate and going from one side of the gate, our side.
They came through.
And they came through. They cut off the corners if they could. And we complained about it. Nothing much came. Or somebody would go out the pedestrian gate, and they would talk to them about us and accused us of all sorts, and that got back to me, and I was like, what? And they were telling everybody that we were bad people, and that they were the
Did you
good
phone
ones.
them and tell them that you...
I don't phone neighbors like that.
No,
I just told them when
Did you phone Jean and tell her that
No,
you...
that I don't bother them. I don't even care about them. Used to go on a messenger, and I'd find them and I'd tell them to please stop and please leave us alone. I used to tell Jazz to get off of it and leave us alone. We deserve greater and better health care. And if we're complaining to patient relations and your employer that's supposedly a healthcare worker, a healthcare professional, that's because that's public and that's healthcare. Anywhere else, I wouldn't be bothered my backside about, because you probably never worked there anyways. Just like at the centers, why would they be there? We never wanted to have much to do with them anyways. We had other things to did and do. But I remember even on Shark Tank, she used to make it. I mean, and then they tried to, well, they're mentally ill, tried to delete themselves and try to crank call and harass and say it's all not real. Yet people would see them and wonder why they were coming over for a visit, and including bathrooms when they had children. It was damn disgusting what I walked in on. I got my camera and I took photos and handed it over to the police. And the police were trying to rough me up, saying it was me that was a child molester and pedophile because I photographed it. I'm like, they're molesting those children. They're sticking their fingers and everything in them. And they're doing it in my state. And I'm like, get out. And you used to think, well, they're my friends. And I'm like, that's not a friend. That's illegal. They should have been in jail a long time ago. That's disgusting. I didn't do that. I was just a photographer trying to hand over evidence to the police. It's just like that Louise. She showed and told herself autistic and that she had 2 autistic children. She wasn't autistic. She's just a child molester. Did she have a learning disability? It's probably attention deficit. Some kind or other. Or something else, most likely. She's a stalker. But they often label things. Then when she couldn't get away with autism as her alibi, she got seen as showing and telling that she had depression and postpartum. She just went on and on and on about herself. If she had all that mental health, there's no way she could progress into being a dietitian and an athlete the way she is. And health and fitness influencer, creator. I mean, sure, she can maybe pissing about with going to the gym. Anybody could be doing that. But there's no way she could make a career out of it. And then she had so many physical challenges too. She hurt her back and she was obese. And when I watch online about other people being disabled, injured, physically challenged, there's no way they could take up bodybuilding. Not with those kind of back injuries. Because that's heavy upper body. There's absolutely no way. I don't believe any of it. I watched it. I don't believe it. And if she's on this now, social media and hearing, seeing all about it, going to security, lawyers, police, courts, making a big deal about it. Why is she internet trolling? Who cares? Why is she internet trolling us? Why is she internet trolling me? She shouldn't be on my stuff anyways. She's just a stalker. I won't mention names of who my witnesses were. Although there's many. Including patient relations today. I mean, all those other people, stalkers and all that, supporting them instead of doing their jobs duties, jobs details, jobs descriptions, and jobs titles. They should have been fired long ago. And the cleaning personnel, they need to hire new staff to clean. Oh, it's damn disgusting. I remember Louise. There was somebody too years ago. Louise's journey. Oh, where was it? Was it in Malton or Milton, near West something Mall? And she was homeless. She was a homeless person. She couldn't get anything and everything. She was being put on the system. She didn't like me then too, and she bothered me. at some time or other. I won't say why I was there, although she was there, and she was a homeless person. Her and some other person. They did. There's no way.
know.
I don't think. It must be somebody else. It can't
I
be
don't
real.
know.
I think it's just somebody that took over her identity and just came up with it all. The real one, no way.
I don't know.
And then there was just there's no way.
I don't know.
I just saying if I whenever I subscribed to membership that and watched, I was like, really. And when she came up with the dietitian kind of health and fitness thing, I was like, she can never. She complains about not being well, and then she goes away. And I mean, I can understand her weight loss. Did she ever lose any of that weight? You know, but bodybuilding and weightlifting. I mean, no, not with that kind of back injury. Nobody with that kind of back injury can lift all those weights without having more back injuries. It doesn't just go away like that, you know. I've had injuries. They don't just go away like that. I mean, she wants me to go to prison. She's the one that's going to go like the whole lot. I have about 20 stalkers, internet trolling ones, and historical, geographical, and money. All of them, they're so. Oh, we're the ones that are. We put you through all this, that, and we put you in jail, and on paroles and probation's new, and sue you. We're the righteous ones. We're the heroes. Bullshit. You're the ones that should go through all that instead of us. Instead of me, seriously. Well, I'm not going to stop my live stream just because you're huffing and puffing there. I'm only showing and telling the truth. I mean, I even worked in medicine for a while there. And trust me, just one pill doesn't make all that go away, no matter what the pill is. It's there, and I know more than her. And just because I don't show and tell it public and make a career out of it doesn't mean I don't know. I know a con artist when I see one, I hear one, and she's one of the worst ones on the internet that I know of. She should book her flight out of Canada tonight. Get the hell out. And take all her, what do you call it? Her accomplices with her. I'm not going, so I'm not going. She should just go away, fly away on her broomstick. She's so delusional and obsessive and compulsive. She probably believes she's a flying away witch. Back to Pakistan or India or the UK of some kind or other. Or the US. Dunkin' Donuts, etc. Does she get stuff on us? Why? Because she's a stalker. Does she show and tell it on social media? Because she's a stalker. Did I sign a waiver? Not that I know of. Do I know her? Not very. Eventually, my educations and all other relationships and careers and ours, all those will come out, and she's just a liar. 2018 and 2019 too, and all other times. Like a whole lot of them. Probably found out I was in the hospital, and they probably tried to find out and tried to change it into mental health because they're the ones that are mentally ill, and they can't. It's nothing of it's mental health. It was all physical. I even went online today and looked it up, and it's just all physical. Sinus bradycardia, low blood pressure, influenza type A, virus positive since negative, migraines, some accidents. Does she try to fly off a broom issue with her broomstick? Hope she falls and crashes. I don't know who that person was that committed suicide, but
I don't know who the old lady was at all.
she wasn't that old.
Well, she wasn't young. She was an older woman.
I saw some what might have been her. I was just busy, and when I remember, I don't think she was that old.
Well, to think it was me.
They were
wasn't
just
young.
lying. They just couldn't get an answer at the door, and if they opened the door to let the police look around, I hope the security guard that did that gets fired.
But it wasn't coming from this balcony.
And
It didn't come from here.
trespassing and breaking into church.
It
I
wasn't
know.
from this balcony.
I know.
So what was their problem?
I know.
Stupid assholes.
I know. But then look at the
Even police
residents.
should have known
The
everything.
residents on this floor, not all of them, but the more,
Yeah.
in this
but-
little alcove. I mean, she was one of them. She was actually there. Is she going door? I mean, even the man next door going door to door to door to eavesdrop on our private conversations and stuff. Is she doing it too? And they're filming and recording it. I mean, that's disgusting.
Okay, Apple, let's drop
They're
it.
not
That's
even-
a long time
No wonder
ago.
she was homeless for a while. Nobody would have her as a resident. Him too. Anyone ever sees and hears anything and everything they've ever done,
Okay, Apple.
they should. No, they're the ones.
What did you
No, they're the ones that should go. She was already in a shelter, and if he was already, no wonder. They can't integrate into society like normal and no boundaries. You don't go in and out somebody else's home. You don't go to, at, on, in, out, from, and by like that. You don't do historical harassments and bullying and stalking, and then use the internet and Wi-Fi to continue even more. Am I right? Use the chat area. Let me know. You put yourself off your book.
No,
I was talking to my
the audience,
audience,
I
and
was
you
in the middle of
involved
reading it.
yourself.
Well, you never shut up.
And that's because I was
reading.
talking to my audience, and you decided to involve yourself.
No, yeah, I couldn't. You're sitting across from me. I can't do it. But you.
And use the like button, like Foodie Beauty. And instead of Louise's Journey, excellent, or whatever she calls herself nowadays, wherever. And Skinny Food Co. should cancel all their sponsorships, all her social media, her channels, and actually sue her for misinformation and misrepresented them. All over, including all over my social media, internet, Wi-Fi's. She's the bad one, not me. I still like the condiments, coffees, travel size ones, and the big bottles. I had the spaghetti, although I didn't have any tonight. And I like other sugar-free syrups too. Elsewhere, other manufacturers. And considering circumstances, who wouldn't? I wouldn't even buy an air fryer the same as that she bought. And I wouldn't use ever again her Skinny Food Co. codes to get a discount. I wouldn't buy the same shoes ever again, or similar colors as she did. Scotland. And England, Lincolnshire, etc. Tellecountry, Telebuddy, wherever it was, Ashley Terrace, and or elsewhere near, I don't know. Anyways, enough about that internet trolling site. TikToker of some kind or other who's been around. Does she make a reaction channel about, does she do a reaction video or live stream about me? I hope the police arrest her for it, because that's not what, that is not real heritage Mississauga. That is not real estate. That's just jailbait. Next doors and all elsewheres, including Starbucks. That's just jailbait. And I didn't know she was young. I thought she was old enough to be a grandmother. She must have started, well, again, con artisting, mooching, misrepresenting, misinforming the public, her fans, her audience, her viewers, and others, that she's health and fitness, and that she can come up with some dietitianing and being a personal trainer, etc. I mean, were I to put myself out there as that, I could do even greater and better. I know I can do it at this stage in my life, although I don't. I mean, anyone could take copies from the internet, photos of foods, beverages, recipes, and attach their name to it, and develop an app and show and tell everybody, oh, it's me, I did it, and all that, like she did. I don't do it. I'm more legitimate. I wouldn't be bothered doing that. I love to get another one of my favorite recipes published Active Out Center. That's the problem with the center too. They don't keep to the regular thing. They started to come up with recipe books with members. They stopped doing that, and or they didn't involve us properly. I have lots of favorite recipes that I would have loved to share with them. Although I don't cook them often, I can still do them where I put my mind to it. Often I look up a recipe. Maybe that's something I'll do one day, and or have a co-author. All my favorite recipes that I've ever cooked, prepared, cooked, baked, fried, served, and ate. Some of, and or all. And or the Active Out Center Mississauga do another recipe book, and I'll submit my recipe. Not necessarily another. Maybe I'll rename the deviled eggs angel eggs. That'll piss off some of the police in this neighborhood, residents, because they don't know what stuffed eggs are or were and what they're actually called. Deviled eggs. They lied. The recipe, deviled eggs, and the title, the name, deviled eggs, was mental health. Oh, anybody and everybody shows and tells deviled eggs. It must be mentally ill. And instead it's those other people because they're stalkers and misinformation. And unlike Louise's journey and other residents that have been on my social media, harassments, bullying, etc., internet trolling, stalking, doors, windows, and all elsewhere, I don't do that. I don't care. I just show and tell that it's happened, and there's always going to be historical and geographical and financial police reports, occurrences, incidents, all those reports and numbers. Just because I don't, allegedly somebody may have stolen them or something, just because of that I don't no proof that I don't have, please have it on file, and they should, can, could, may, must, and need use those at all times when a complaint and evidence, like somebody trying to open my front door happened, and all that, and all that historical stuff, and all securities cameras on, all recorded, all recorded, all during, all live, all real time, and all recorded. That's all evidence. There's evidence everywhere. That's all they're good at instead of living a normal residency, a residence as neighbors and stuff. Um, and I've seen one endure more, although I won't mention his name. He knows who he is. And I wonder how that other man is doing with his dog. His dog must have been. What, now, looking back on it, his dog maybe wasn't even neutered. I don't know. Very affectionate, that dog. Remember? Remember that dog that was like a collie? Remember we were in an elevator and he bit me because he was overly affectionate? There's too many people and he just got overexcited. And I just wanted to contact the owner to see if the dog was fully vaccinated with my cat. I wonder whatever happened to that dog. I haven't seen them in a long time. But then we moved. Probably didn't see them. Oh. Yeah, I'll get her. Oh, you don't have any water in the fridge. I have to put some in there. Do you want the orange or green Jello, Mom?
Doesn't matter.
Pick a color, orange or green.
Green.
Oh, figure it. I know I have to get one.
Do half and half.
Uh-huh.
I said either that or do half and half.
I can't do that because you can't share these days like that. That's disgusting.
Oh, you just
Why? Because we didn't always live together. We not always lived the same housing. Not that it's housing, it's just, well, I call it resident. We didn't live together always. We're all your vacations. Get goosebumps. Bellus perennius, etc. Music, orchestra, elementary school, high school, etc. Mississauga Senior Citizen Center, Cothra, Square One Older Adult Center, the Active Adult Center, Mississauga. And my dad worked on the railway. Yet that's a famous name. We're related to others, and I've tried to make a name for myself. Celebrity. Internet celebrity. In addition to all that celebrityism, all that fame, all that all that celebrity stuff, all that fame, all that internet celebrity stuff I've done. I'm not the best, I'm not the worst, and I'm not the greatest, although I am one. And I don't believe in all that censorship, I'm going to spew my sense worth. The Reaction Channel, Foodie Beauty. At Caffeine Queen, Avril, Avrim. And the other channel, Avribella's the Hedge Witch, at, I want to update it to Avril and Pets for something about gardens. I mean, Scotland's not that big a place. I mean, the Thompsons, etc. I googled it. The alleged factory that lived there was alleged tool and die. Oh, I know who you are, Louise, and are you watching this? I hope you get put in the nick. Seriously. And showing yourself as a family-oriented other person. Yeah, that's not who you are. You know who you are. And eventually your boys will be men. And when and if your boys are men, they're going to show and tell you who they are because you've brought it into your own home. You brought it into your own lives, the internet. Wi-Fi's. Truth will be out there with someone. We all know. Even that alleged father of yours, Rashad, he up and left. That's what you showed into what happened. I'm single because I want to be single, not because I have to be single. Not because I have any other sexual orientation such as that crap. Shit. I'd never do that. I never did. All those other places that were home because the police would not arrest those child molesters and stalkers earlier and showed and told happened in my home, her home, our home that we were to. That's bullshit. I phoned the police several times and I reported and I showed and told them several times what those others did, those stalkers. If you want me to do a reaction video, maybe 3 minutes, about somebody or other, send me a link. You can direct message me on Instagram or commentary, and I can go and do my investigating. I won't show up at doors and windows, don't worry, I'm not that kind of person. Like I said, I'm not a stalker. And I can investigate and I'll do a 3-minute or so video on it, about it. I'll have my opinion. I do that occasionally, not because I'm a hater. It's just because, well, that's the way the mainstream and internet have gone. That's the way it is nowadays. And I think it's funny because I've been picked up once or twice myself and I'm like, sure, I'll cry about it, but it's a reaction channel. That's a normality. I like that kind of stuff. Even when it's a reaction channel doing a live stream. When it's I'll show up with a, and I just don't want to, and I'll just show up with some sentences that are pertinent to the conversation that the host and or hostess are spewing out. Fat acceptance, fat phobia, health fitness, body positivity, natural aesthetics. Natria, what the hell is that? I'm thinking milk. Even sitting doing this now, I'm not even stalking my mom. And anybody that showed and told that I am, are liars. And did instead. And my dad, and anyone else, Bellis. Well, sorta. That cat I had that died this year, you know, internet phone calls, that kind of thing. I still reminisce since phone calls, internet. I still hear the echo of that cat voice. Beautiful cat. Beautiful cat. Kitten-like personality. Cat never outgrew, unfortunately. Oh, my neck is getting sore. Well, I did my reaction channel moment tonight. Louise's journey. Channels, social media, not just con artist. Cons. More than most all other uh, influential uh, fitness channels, weight loss channels, weight loss. I mean, anybody can say anything about knowing this. Doesn't mean they can't get arrested at any time. That Justice of the Peace and Crown Attorney couldn't and can't arrest them when and or more my family, including myself, showed and told we didn't want to know. We didn't want them to add on in, out from, and by residential and public places we were. That's allowed. I know who you are, Louise. And I know my mom's storytelling. And I know all about it. More than 5 years. You're worse than Amberlynn Reed. Gonna get my mom water and tea. I'm gonna have a coffee. And I'm gonna do some exercises, physiotherapy stuff. My knee. At least I can walk on it some. Not as good as I used to, although I can walk. Let the reacting begin. Who's next? I wonder.